afternoon. Welcome to the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafua. The federal government has inaugurated an interagency technical committee to review a proposed $200 billion integrated gas, power and high-speed rail project, one of the most ambitious infrastructure proposals in Nigeria's history. Inaugurating the committee in Abuja, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, tasked members with conducting a thorough, objective, and professional assessment of the proposal. He stated that the review would inform the government's decision-making in the overall national interest. Now, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, has urged the federal government to deploy excess crude oil revenue to subsidize local refineries, warning that petrol prices could rise to 2,000 naira per litre if urgent steps are not taken. TUC President Festus Osifo made the call during a press briefing in Abuja, saying the persistent increase in the pump price of premium motor spirit has deepened economic hardship for Nigerian workers. He attributed the surge to global crude oil price volatility, tensions in the Middle East, and the continued depreciation of the naira, all of which are fueling inflation and eroding workers' purchasing power. According to him, at least 60% of the excess revenue should be channeled into refinery subsidies to cushion the impact on consumers. Now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested 31 suspected internet fraud trainees and operators at an academy in Bekki Estate, Karu, Abuja. The suspects, including 2 alleged ring leaders and several interns, were apprehended while reportedly undergoing cyber fraud training. Recovered from the facility were mobile phones, 18 laptops, and other electronic devices. According to the EFCC, investigations revealed that some of the interns were lured from Benue State with promises of legitimate jobs, only to be confined at the academy and trained in internet fraud. The anti-graft agency said the trainees' movements were restricted, their phones confiscated, and disobedience reportedly attracted physical punishment. The commission added that the suspects will be charged to court after investigations are concluded. Residents along the Ibadan Circular Road corridor have urged the government to uphold fairness, transparency, and accountability in the execution of the project, insisting on strict compliance with the gazetted 75-meter setback on both sides of the corridor. Taiwo Olarewaju completes the report.
Residents along the Ibadan Circular Road corridor have called on the government to ensure fairness, transparency and accountability in the implementation of the road projects, urging authorities to adhere strictly to the gazetted 75-meter setback on both sides of the corridor. The demand was made known during a press conference convened by affected communities across 6 local government areas: Oluyole, Egbeda, Edo, Akinle, Lagelu and Onara, who said they have been subjected to inconsistent and selective actions. Speaking at the conference, the Secretary of the Residents Association, Abayomi Olayode, outlined the key demands of the affected communities.
These are the 3 things we want from the government. That the government follows the original acquisition framework of 75 meters on both sides as lawfully established and gazetted during the administration of our dear Kabiyesi, His Excellency Senator Rashidi Adewola in 2006. Number 2, the adequate compensation be paid to all affected property owners within the right of way prior to any demolition, including those whose properties were previously demolished but remain uncompensated. Our 3rd point, we want the existing community beyond the gazetted 75 meters on both sides be preserved and excluded from any further or expanded acquisition.
Some residents who attended the conference shared their experiences.
I have read the copy document So the fact that governments always dodge under that all these people doesn't have documents is a lie. Nobody has ever been compensated. Like we said earlier on, this project spans 3 phases. There is phase 1, ranging from Tech-U down to Badeku. Tech-U down to Badeku covers 2 local governments, which is Oluyole and Onara. Then from Badeku down to Lagelu, so it spans Egbeda, Axis, and Lagelu. Then from Lagelu down to Akinyele, then Ido, that covers the 3rd phase.
The time I hear that they want to demolish my house, I just discovered that this hand, I cannot raise it up. The hand paralyzed. So I am in pain. So
since then that my house has been marked, not only me, both the whole community, since then we couldn't get ourselves. I'm not like this before, but because of what is happening, since Governor Seyi Makinde has marked the house, a lot of things has happened to me. So economically, I'm down.
Human rights activist Kayode Babayomi also lent his voice to the cause.
It tells us that people are not tired and people are ready to fight this cause, to the last, with their last breath. And as you can see, that we are not only solidarizing with them, we've been with them for a long time, right from the hard issue of this struggle, and you can see that the demand still remains the same, 75 by left, 75 by right. And they are very conscious enough to know that after this administration, another administration will come up, and to avoid story that thought that was there any agreement initially for 75 left or right. That is why this is coming up.
The residents further appealed to the incoming administration in Oyo State to prioritize early engagement with stakeholders and adopt a people-centered approach in addressing issues surrounding the project. Taiwo Olandrewaju, reporting for Dominion News.
Now moving on to the foreign scene, the Gambian government has appointed British lawyer Martin Hackett as special prosecutor to lead prosecutions over human rights abuses committed during former ruler Yahya Jammeh's 22-year regime. The special prosecutor is expected to pursue cases involving the 70 individuals recommended for prosecution by the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, the TRRC, including Jammeh-era allegations of killings, torture, enforced disappearances and sexual violence. Justice Minister Dauda Jallow said Hackett, whose experience spans war crimes, genocide and UN prosecutions, will begin work before the end of the month under a 4-year renewable mandate.